Revelation 1141. From the 19th of October 1939. The way to truth. Spiritual influence. Thought, emanation. The way to the truth is to be walked by all, because only thereby you reach the right knowledge. Who directs his question to the knowing powers and firm trust in God, his thoughts will also be led to the right knowledge. But he who conjectures, moves this and that thought and rejects it again, does not believe in God, and thus his thinking is not definite and clear, but confused and changing. Because thoughts are only the spiritual transmissions of those beings who influence you, and that spiritual power to which you hand yourselves over prevails over you. Your turning to God shows your will to abandon yourselves to the divine influence, but whoever rejects God or does not pay attention to him, attracts the opposing forces himself and gives himself into their power. And so all thinking of a deeply believing person devoted to God can only move in truth, since the divine powers impart the purest truth to him, and thus man himself is the originator of both right and wrong thinking. He himself determines the degree of truth in which he intends to walk. The many different opinions among mankind are all based on the fact that one's attitude towards God, and one's faith, are very different things. The more superficial the relationship with God is and the shallower the faith, the more people move away from the pure truth. While the ever deeper and firmer faith also leads people to ever deeper knowledge. And therefore all intellectual knowledge is of no use to man, if he does not at the same time recognize his beginning and his end in the eternal Godhead. So the deep faith is rooted in him that he stands as a creature of God in a certain relationship with him, and this relationship also causes a certain behavior during the earthly time towards the Godhead. Only the believing man turns to God with all his questions, asking for enlightenment, and therefore also only the believing man can be worthy of the right answer and the truth can be imparted to him most clearly. Everything perfect stands in closest connection with God and can radiate therefore nothing else than what is God-willed. And every thought is the radiation of divine beings, which man can receive on earth and also reject. However, the willing man turned towards God will accept, because he recognizes the truth of what is imparted to him, since his will demands truth and such therefore comes to him. And he will always reject what wants to be imparted to him from an unfair spiritual side, because it is the Spirit of God working in him. And this Spirit knows well to distinguish the truth from the lie. It resists the lie and therefore rejects every false thought, because it is itself the outflow of divinity and can never fall under the spell of the lie, but at any time it will profess the truth, which is nevertheless likewise divine and is therefore recognized by the divine spirit in man, because man consciously puts himself in contact with the eternal truth through faith in God. This process explains in an understandable way when man has taken the way to the truth and when pure truth is guaranteed to him. Amen.